Welcome to my March Plan With Me bullet journal video. This month I've decided to do the theme of newspaper, which was inspired by ItsMeAndie on YouTube. She did a newspaper theme for March as well, and I really loved the idea. This month I really wasn't in the mood to do any sort of drawing or lettering, especially since February. I was really lazy with my bullet journal and didn't fill in anything. So this theme was perfect for that. I will link her video down below if you want to watch that one, but that is where I got my inspiration from. She printed off her newspaper clippings and glued them in, but I've decided to use actual newspaper for mine. So for my title page, I have just covered the page in newspaper, and now I'm using this children's lettering book to write the letters of March on this page. I really love how it turned out. And it was also super easy because I didn't have to put in much effort at all. So the next page that I'm doing here is my monthly page. So any events or things that I need to remember is going here. I did it in a circle last month, but I'm going to try this big bar this month. I obviously had to print out the numbers because when I put the newspaper down, I lost the dots on my bullet journal underneath. So this page is my work schedule. If you watched my last month's plan with me, I decided I wanted a separate page for my work days just because I need to track them better. This month I decided to change it because I felt like the calendar boxes would be easier for me. So I did this really tedious page where I cut out all the boxes from a spare page in the back of the journal, and then I put them on a piece of ripped up newspaper and glued them all down. I did some sideways and upside down, so I just felt that looked better. It took forever. I'm realizing that now I could have just done what I did on the title page and covered the whole thing in newspaper and then glued the boxes. But I honestly like how this turned out, even though it was so annoying because I had the newspaper ink all over my fingers and it was just, anyway, it's done now. This page is going to be my habit tracker. So this time I'm covering the entire page in newspaper, and then I'm going to stick on these little printouts that I just made in Word that have all the boxes to color in for each habit, because obviously now that I've put the newspaper down, I can't see the boxes underneath. I've changed up my habit tracking this month. I've decided to do way less things because last month I barely filled in anything. So I'm just going to track the main things that I felt like I needed to track. So I've got headaches because I've been getting those a lot. I've got hip aches because, again, been getting those a lot. I've got bad hips. And then I'm going to be tracking how often I take painkillers and how often I am anxious, so that if I end up going to the doctors or the optometrist about any of those things, I will know how often they have been happening. And then I've just got those spare boxes in case I think of anything else that I would like to track, and I've put those in the back sleeve in the back. Then is my mood tracker. So I saw this idea on Pinterest, which I will link it if I can find it, but it was a mood tracker where it was a typewriter and then all little pieces of paper were flying out of it. Each piece of paper had a number on it, which were the numbers of the month, and for each day you color in, depending on how you feel, one of the pieces of paper. Again, I didn't really feel like drawing, so I decided instead of drawing the typewriter, I was going to print off a picture of one, which I will link below if I can find it again. I really like the one I chose because I feel like it looks drawn. You can't really tell from this far away, but it was like a sketchy kind of picture. Okay, this next page is my one line a day, which I'm going to try again this month. I didn't do it last month, but then again, I didn't do much in my bullet journal last month. So I'm just numbering up the side from 1 to 31, and then each day I will write a line of something that I enjoyed, something I did, something that made me happy. And then for the header, I'm using these headers for basically the rest of this monthly setup. And then on the side, I had a spare page, so I put this print off of the Daily Profit. I'll link it below if I can find it again. Then I had my March finances, books I read and books I bought using the same header. And then this page I decided to keep from the newspaper because I don't do weekly spreads. I just do dailies, and however much space I need is however much I use. So sometimes if there's extra space, I might put one of the comics from the newspaper or the crossword, because I just thought those were cool and they really fit the theme, but I didn't put them in any of these monthly pages. So I'm going to save those for later. And then this is just my flip through. So these are all of my pages for my monthly setup for this month. I really love this theme. I'm so glad I chose it because I was just feeling so lazy. So I was able to print off everything that I needed. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.